I knew the storm was coming the minute Ryan Caldwell raised his voice in our all-hands Zoom. Kill her VPN. I don't care what the policy says. Everyone works from the office or they're not working. It wasn't a request. It was a tantrum from the 27-year-old nephew of our biggest investor, the new director of digital operations who'd been hired to streamline things. One moment I was in my quiet suburban home outside Denver, uploading the daily cyber attestation logs that kept our $92 million policy with Rocky Mountain underwriters active. The next, my secure tunnel went dead. As the named risk officer for our DoD supply chain contracts, that encrypted endpoint wasn't a convenience. It was written into Clause 7.2 of the insurance agreement. No continuous monitoring, no coverage. I didn't storm into his glass-walled office. I didn't yell. I simply started documenting, exactly the way our corporate governance handbook and federal compliance rules require. Screenshots. Timestamps. The polite email I'd sent him 2 weeks earlier explaining SAMMC Level 2 requirements. The meeting notes where I'd calmly walked him through why my hybrid setup protected 180 Colorado families who counted on these contracts. For 3 days the system stayed silent. No one called. Then the insurer's quarterly review hit like a freight train. We've detected a lapse in the primary compliance node, the adjuster said flatly on the emergency call. Per contract terms, we must suspend coverage pending investigation. That's when my evidence packet, sent through counsel, landed. Not out of spite, but because protecting the company mattered more than any one ego. In the boardroom that followed, the facts spoke louder than any shouting. Ryan's unilateral move had violated both internal policy and the insurer's strict named officer rules. The room went quiet. Ryan looked smaller than I'd ever seen him. After the meeting he caught me in the hallway, voice low. I thought I was fixing inefficiency. I didn't understand what your role actually protected or how many people it affects. I'm sorry. The board reinstated me with direct reporting to them and full authority over compliance infrastructure. But I pushed for something bigger. Mandatory cross-training for every leader and new inclusive compliance protocols that respect hybrid work when it meets legal standards. Ryan wasn't fired. He was demoted to analyst and enrolled in 6 weeks of leadership training. I even agreed to let him shadow me for a month. Sitting across from him over coffee later, watching the Rockies turn gold at sunset, I told him the truth. Ego almost cost us everything. But listening, that builds something no policy can replace. In the end, the real win wasn't payback. It was watching our team grow stronger, clearer communication, deeper respect, and a company that finally understood. The humans behind the systems matter most. Hybrid work isn't the problem. Arrogance is. And sometimes the quietest documentation becomes the loudest lesson of all.